Well, good evening and welcome back to my channel. My name is Faye and this is Fairy Floss, a YouTube vlog all about cross-stitching, crafting and all the other creative things that I get up to. I live in London, UK, and I've been doing this channel for a couple of years now, and I thought it'd be nice to do a video tonight that is quite reflective on maybe the times that we're living in, particularly in the UK. There is a cost of living crisis going on, and of course things like cross stitching tend to be more of a luxury than a necessity, though some may disagree. And I thought it'd be really fun tonight to do a video just giving you some of my tips and tricks of cross stitching on a budget. Now obviously this is just my ideas. This list is, there's going to be more things that I've missed out on. Do put in the comments below anything else you want to suggest, but I have just come up with 10 ways of continuing your hobby. Whether it's cross stitch or sewing, but this is mostly a cross stitch video. Continuing your cross stitching hobby whilst maybe cutting back the spending a little bit. So yeah, just 10 top tips and let's go. Tip number 1, tidy up. Now, I'm not being bossy, but I can promise you, if you start unpacking all those little bags that you've been leaving around the different rooms in your house, like I do, you're going to find some treats. If you tidy up your cupboards, your drawers, wherever you keep your stash. I did it a couple of weeks ago. It was like Christmas. I was finding things I'd forgotten I had. I went through my emails. I found PDFs that I'd downloaded that I'd forgotten about. There's a lot of stuff that I bet you'd completely forgotten that you'd got, particularly me as a floss tuber. When I save things to show in my haul videos, quite often I'm guilty. I hold my hands up. I'm guilty of not putting them away straight away and therefore having lots of random things lying around. So yeah, tidy up. See if you can find yourself some little presents out and about. And you'll probably find some needles in your couch as well. Okay, number 2, stitch from stash. So you've got plenty of stuff as it is, I am sure. And if I'm honest, it doesn't make much of a difference if the pattern asks for, I don't know, what's that, 726, and all you've got is 725. No one's gonna know. It's fine. That'll save you £1.10 down at Hobbycraft. See what you've got. You don't have to do everything by the book. Just use what you've got. Be creative. Rummage through your stash and make the most of what it is. Cost friendly, and you'll still get the same results. Tip number 3 is savvy stash enhancement. Now I mean savvy because you might not want to completely stop spending your money, but maybe only purchase things that you have to buy, things that you need. If your hoop is broken, buy a new hoop. If your Q-snap's broken, get a new Q-snap. If you do require some metallic thread, treat yourself, go and get it. But you just maybe don't need to buy those 10 more patterns you like. Maybe you do. It's completely up to you. It's your money. Spend it how you like. However, one great thing that I've just done, as I've started stitching quite a lot of full coverage, is that I've just invested in the whole set of CXC threads. CXCs are a cheaper version, should I say, of the DMCs. They're a Chinese-based version, but they use the exact same colours as the DMCs. And personally, I feel that for something like full coverage, they give very similar results. I like them. Personally, again, this is just my opinion. I wouldn't use them for mirabilias or anything too intricate. Other people might. But for me, I love them. And this here, in this one box that cost me £17, is the whole collection of CXC DMC threads. So that is number, what is it, 150 to whatever that final number is in the 3000s. So there's about 447 threads in here. So with that, for £39.50, I think it was, this nice big box for £17, and all the bobbins, which cost me about £5, that's cost me under, or just over, sorry, £50 to have the whole set of threads. Now I can stitch anything. So if you're somebody that's got a lot of patterns at home, just treat yourself to the threads, then you can just stitch away to your heart's content. Okay, so top tip number 4 is look for free patterns. What I will advise is maybe not use things like Pinterest, as they may be copies, they may not have come from the original creator, and that way you are actually doing a designer out of their own money, and I really don't encourage that at all. But a lot of designers have free charts on their websites. I know Heaven and Earth Designs, if you want a big one, they've got a few freebies on theirs. Noah Corbett has a couple on hers, but also people like Lindy Stitches, Tiny Modernist, so many of the designers will have freebies. If you sign up to Doreen Jones's Facebook group, she brings out a freebie every Friday. So if you do feel you want some new patterns without actually spending, then check it out online. There are quite a few different ways of getting hold of free patterns. Number 5, we're halfway through. Charity shops and car boot sales. Being a Londoner, not originally, obviously, this accent, but living in London, it's not great for craft, I can promise you. You've got to really search to get decent things in charity shops, but I've seen on people's Instagrams and YouTube hauls that people have been to charity shops or car boots and come out with some amazing little treats. I've never found anything absolutely mind-blowing, but what I do love finding in charity shops is little tins and things to put all my stitchy bits in. You can find really good little notion tins. Look at this one, it's got all cats on, and it was only £2.50, and that's going to keep in some of my specialty threads. So I do find excuse me, I do find a lot of books in charity shops. Some don't appeal to me, but you quite often find, at least in an Oxfam bookshop, you'll find maybe at least one cross-stitch book and lots of other creative books as well. But just go forage. If you can't see it out there, then do ask the people that work there, and it might be that there isn't a lot of demand in it, so maybe they have a bit of crafty stuff just hidden in the back for when people do come in and ask for it. But yeah, go ahead. In fact, let me know in the comments below what the best cross-stitch thing ever you found was at a charity shop or a car boot. I would be so interested to know what your little treasures were and what you found. Okay, number 6, have a de-stash. Have a tidy up first, like I said in number 1, but then decide if you really need to keep on to some of the patterns you've stitched before. Do you think, is it sentimental? Then keep it, that's fine. Did somebody gift it to you? Maybe you want to keep it because they gifted it to you. However, if you know that you're not going to stitch that Mirabilia again, or that this magazine again, then de-stash them. Put them on the Facebook groups, put them on Facebook Marketplace, put them on eBay, but you do have to pay a fee. If you've got like loads of excess supplies you don't think you'll use, if you don't use Even Weave anymore or Ada and you just think I've got too much of it, just pop it all on eBay or Facebook and see if you can get any money for it. And then with that money, you can buy yourself new things and everyone's a winner. Top tip number 7, enter giveaways. There are quite a few giveaways on people's YouTubes. If you follow different YouTubers, quite often, or floss tubers at the end, they will often, particularly if they've hit a milestone like 1,000 subscribers, etc. Hint, hint. Then do like me, subscribe me, and I will be doing a 1,000 people, 1,000 subscribers giveaway. Some people do them every week. If you go on Facebook, there are stash giveaway websites. There is one, Cross Stitch Friends in the UK giveaway, and people put things on that they don't want anymore. You just have to say yes please underneath, and then they'll pick a random number. It is a good way of getting more stash for no cash. And also competitions. If you do subscribe to magazines, then there will be competitions every month. Just keep entering them. You never know, somebody has to win these things. Quite often people think, oh, I'll never win these. Someone has to, so try it. Let me know if you've ever won a competition in a cross stitch magazine down below. Tip number 8. Online magazine subscriptions. Magazines getting pricey now. If you're not too sure about what's inside cross stitch magazines, I did do a video. I will link it below in the comments. It just tells you about the different, mostly UK magazines which are out there and what they do offer. If you feel like you don't want to subscribe to a paper magazine, then there are websites like Libby, or apps should I say, like Libby and Readly and Amazon that do offer a selection of cross stitch and craft magazines, which is really good because you get it all for free. If you go on Readly, they have all the current magazines, and then you can get all your patterns, and it's about £7.99 a month, I think. So you're paying £7.99 a month for at least 4 or 5 different magazines. And they do also have Just Cross Stitch on there, which is an American magazine which has some amazing patterns, and they do have some German ones and some Italian ones as well. So go check out Readly, go check out magazine apps. Okay, so tip number 9. Online retreats. Maybe you feel that you want to actually socialise with your hobby, and sometimes social events can be a bit costly. Retreats can get a bit costly. Sometimes the meetups can be a bit costly because of hall hire. If you are close to London, I run a show up and stitch at the South Bank Centre once a month. So do find that group on Facebook and come and join us at the South Bank Centre. If you're watching this as it's just been released, our next outing to the South Bank is on the 19th of February. You are welcome to join us. And if not, there are also online retreats. I know that the Mirabilia group do I think it's a fortnightly online chat room, and you only have to pay about £1 just to keep the Zoom meetings running. And for £1 you get to go online, meet other people, speak to people. And yeah, there are quite a few of the Facebook groups that do Zoom calls and other kinds of online retreats, so go check those out. And finally, we have reached number 10, and that is to get creative. You do you. There are no rules to cross stitch. There are no cross stitch police. Don't you worry, no one's going to come after you if you're not stitching exactly how the pattern says. If you don't even have any Ada, if you just need to find an old t-shirt and cross stitch onto that, get creative, go wild, see what you've got in your cupboard, make the most of it. If you get that sudden urge to try something out, go for it. If you're not vibing the cross stitch, why don't you go online, watch some YouTube videos about slow stitching? All your threads are fine for that kind of stuff. Try something new, try a bit of black work, try making up as you go along, or just grab a piece of Ada, stitch and see where it takes you. You don't have to do everything to the pattern. You just have to do what makes you happy. And if stitching makes you happy, no matter how big a stash you've got, no matter how much time you've got, just grab what you've got and go for it. Why not? And that is my top 10 tips of cross stitching on a budget. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any other tips, anything you think I've forgotten, which I'm sure I have, then please let me know in the comments below. You never know, we could always do a second video chatting about other people's top tips. I wouldn't mind doing that at all. And yeah, please like this video, please subscribe, please share it if you think other people might need to know these tips. I would be really, really grateful for that. And thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. Thank you for staying to the end. And keep smiling, keep stitching, and I will see you again soon. Bye bye.